community?
Personally, I feel like it goes back to like slavery times,
Okay.
where people were bought and sold. That they weren't even classified as people. Number one, bought and sold, and like at that particular time, women of color had to be strong, and had to have a face of like, you know, I can hold my own. I think that kind of developed in like future generations as far as like single moms being like, I have to have my own, and does not feel like a sense of like weakness in a sense.
Okay.
So I feel like the title of being independent and I can hold my own, I don't need no man or whatever, that does play a role, because it, yeah, like, you know.
Like literally, you got the thing down pat.
That's the same. But like, you know, like having, you know, like just having your own and basically telling men like, oh yeah, like I don't need you in my life. I want you, but I don't need you. Like, and I think that plays a role in like, okay, like I'm independent, and let people know like I have my own. I don't need no one to like have me. Like I got it. And again, like it comes from a sense of like, you know, not being weak. And I feel like also it ties in with men, because men have the sense of I'm a man, I got to be strong. But also when it comes for Black women, we have the same sense of I'm a woman, I got to be strong. Especially if I'm a Black woman, and I got to be strong. Because like society sees Black women as strong as is, because in the medical field, they view Black women as not having as much pain as white women have. So if that's already a thing in the medical field, I can only imagine how people actually think like in real life. So I feel like as being a Black woman and being a strong Black woman or independent Black woman, it's more hard than anything else. Because again, like I was taught from a young age, I have to be independent, I have to hold my own, you know, as far as I don't depend on a man. Now, like if I want a man, that's a different story, but don't depend on one. As far as financially and everything else, that's on me. And as far as making myself happy, that's on me, not a man. So I feel like with a lot of Black girls in today's society, it's a matter of like, you have to have your own no matter what. No matter if the man's Black, white, whatever the case is, he's a man, you have to have your own, period.
I agree with that.
So I think that's probably where it stems from. You know, being Black in America, especially a Black woman in America, is not easy. So you have to have your own.
All right.
So yeah.
Mama, take it off. Let me see. Let me hear it.
All I can say, I totally agree with Dee Dee, because it does start back in the slavery days. And, you know, when I was being, you know, growing up, my mother always taught me, be independent. Don't depend on anybody for anything, mentally, financially. Because the thing about it is when you start depending on people, let's just say women start depending on men, mentally or financially, that's when you lose who you are. You lose your identity. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So and I begin to have children. My daughter, Black woman, of course. Listen, don't depend on anybody. You know what I mean? Stand for yourself and be who you are. Don't lose that independence, because if you do lose that independence, then who are you? Who are you? Yes, you have a name, but who are you? What do you stand for? And I think a lot of times independence stands for that. Yes, I am a very independent woman. I am. You know, do I have a husband? Yes. Now the thing about it, do I depend on him? Certain things I do, certain things I don't. And the reason why certain things I don't depend on him for is because, God forbid, if something ever happens where our marriage doesn't continue, I don't want to lose my independence where I can't function as if I did before we got together.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, you know, when we, especially for Black women, we're strong on that, because we don't want people to feel like, okay, now that you got a man, oh, now you don't, you know, you stay home and you don't have to do anything. No, you keep working that brain, because when you don't use it, what? You lose it.
100%.
You know what I mean? And I'm sorry, I'm just not willing to lose my identity. Okay. I want people to know me for me. It's like, okay, oh, I know you're Eric's wife. My name is Karen.
Please address me by my name, not by a title that somebody didn't want to get them. I get that. I get that. I get that. Now, you can't really answer this question because you are married. Because this goes to the thinking of an independent woman. Are you currently dating right now?
No.
Okay. So when you out in the dating field, like your interaction, I know we talked over the years and stuff like that, but let's talk about from a mental standpoint. When you interacting with these dudes and stuff like that, and you're trying to find like a suitor, the concept of being an independent woman, how does that play? And if you want to know what I mean, like your approach to everything, like how should a man approach you so that gains your attention?
Oh, like I said before, like I believe I come off kind of dominant, and men have told me, yeah, which is funny, I know, but men have told me in the past that I can have boys. I have an intimidating face, so I feel like since I have an intimidating face, they're more so like, oh, like I'm gonna leave you alone. But men that do approach me that are intimidated by my face, that do want to talk to me, it's just a general conversation. Because like I feel like overall you shouldn't be intimidated by how I look. Because if you're intimidated by how I look and how I appear, me being independent is gonna terrify the crap out of you. That's how I feel. Absolutely. Because you can't take my face, just this. Like, what things you can take, like me being independent, me paying for my own stuff. Like, granted, if a man wants to pay for me, I don't have a problem with that. It is what it is. But overall, like...
Can you pause, look at your mom right now?
What?
I'm sorry, say it again.
I gotten better.
Like, yo, like, as soon as
I gotten better.
That, her face was like, who are you?
Right?
Like,
I gotten better. Because also, I realized for a man to be a man, he has to act like a man. And I need to step back.
What do that mean?
As far as like being provider, if a man wants to do something for me, who am I to tell him not to do it for me? That's how I look at it. Because that can ruin my own blessing as far as like who he is as himself. So like I'm getting better at like taking a step back. Because before I was like, nah, I don't care. But now I'm getting better at taking a step back.
Okay.
Don't say it like that.
So okay, so the new Dee has a new way of thinking.
I do.
But the old Dee had that independent, like, no, I got my own, like, you can't do this for me type thing.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because I think that stems from past hurt. Because, like past trauma with my relationships in the past, like, it was always, like, a one-up. Where it's like, oh, I did this for you, so, like, what's up? Rather than it being just genuine. So I feel like the past me was more so like, you're not gonna sit here and have a one up on me. Like I'm always gonna like be first no matter what. Okay. So you're gonna pay for nothing, you're gonna do nothing, that's all me. Okay. But now I've realized that like not everyone's like that. Not every man's like that. Not every friendship is like that, where it's like, you know, if I do something for you, it doesn't mean you're gonna say and turn your back on me. So I'm learning as I get older.
I'm glad that you are maturing yourself. You are coming into this butterfly and not being a caterpillar. So the reason why I brought this up